Back in my day, we've all heard these 4 words from an older relative or friend. We often disregard the message that follows, considering it old hat and not applicable to everyday life. But sometimes our older relatives have a valid point. It's no question that school behavior these days has been declining over the past years. Students these days are running rampant and doing things that our grandparents never would have even dreamed of doing. And what is the biggest difference 50 years ago from now? The decline of corporal punishment. A People magazine article even quoted a student in high school stating this fact: the younger kids are less disciplined than we are. And he's right. Corporal punishment will serve many benefits if brought back to American schools. It will discipline the youth, it will take less time away from the classroom as other types of discipline do, and will offer immediate results. Discipline with Dignity stated that any successful disciplinary plan needs to have consequences even more than it needs to have rules. And a good consequence must teach better behavior. Sherilyn Crow of ehow.com, which I accessed on July 24th, stated that corporal punishment teaches that there are consequences to bad behavior. Her colleague, Alexa Josephine, said that people associate certain behavior with consequences, such as paddling, and they learn to avoid such behaviors. This is the main reason why corporal punishment works so well in schools. Crow also stated that, unlike detention or being sent to the principal's office, corporal punishment limits the amount of time students are taken away from their studies. People who get suspended are often those who struggle with school to begin with, and being sent out of school helps them to not learn anything at all. Also, students who are frequently suspended from school often tend to drop out of school altogether. The last benefit of corporal punishment is that it offers immediate results. Psychologist Elizabeth Thompson Gershoff stated that corporal punishment elicits immediate compliance with children and can be quickly administered by a school, home, or in prison. However, to bring corporal punishment back to the schools, we must clear up some major misconceptions. First, corporal punishment is not synonymous with child abuse. Many people do not support corporal punishment because they feel that it is beating children, and they associate it with a certain traumatic event that they either heard of on the news or witnessed as a child. But this is not always true. Corporal punishment in its simplest and most correct form is with a wooden paddle giving child spankings. However, it can also be paired with other disciplinary plans if it is not fully supported by the community. This is what Gordon Central High School did in Georgia, as seen by my visual aid. In the months of February and March of 2001, Gordon Central High School decided that they were going to offer the students a choice of which disciplinary program they would like. They could receive 1 to 3 paddles with a wooden paddle, considering on the offense, or a detention or in-school suspension. Because all corporal punishment was voluntary by the students, there was no gender bias involved with the study. Males 17 and under and all females had to receive parental permission before they chose corporal punishment. All paddlings were administered by the assistant principal and were supervised by at least one other adult. As seen by the chart at the bottom that shows the disciplinary actions of students in October and November when corporal punishment was not an option, and in February and March when it was, you can see that the number of students receiving an ISS decreased by 83. The number of students who refused all forms of discipline decreased by 18. This is exactly what Gordon High School was trying to accomplish with this disciplinary plan. As you can see by all of these major benefits and as well as alternative solutions to using corporal punishment in schools, that it has nothing but benefits for American schools. Corporal punishment will keep students in the classroom and off the streets. It also teaches respect for their elders, as students who are often excluded from their group, as in suspension or detention, they are less likely to respect those around them. It will also teach them responsibility. The process of getting a detention or a suspension is so lengthy that oftentimes when students go to actually serve their time, they forget why they're even there. This fails to teach any sort of responsibility to the students. But corporal punishment can only be brought back to schools with public support. This is why I am urging you to share this information with those around you and help stand up for the betterment of our schools.